chose not to deal with the Quest Druid. I mean, I think it's a respect to Magnechu, saying, you know, it's a very high skill cap deck, and I just don't want to deal with it.
Fights back.
Yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of overall power in that deck. It's just, if you don't get going fast, I'm just gonna get you. And especially with the control warlock, I think he didn't expect it to be banned. So
And,
he kind of, I think he's playing around it. Little mind games involved.
Wakingmars on the Warlock here, like, I've seen a lot of people yesterday queuing up Warlock last, but Wakingmars saying, you know what, I want the win. I don't want to wait for this win. I want to pick up this win, get ahead in this series. I'm the 16 seed, you're the 1 seed. Let's make an upset happen.
Yeah, obviously, sometimes you have to just play your best deck first and see what happens. A lot of the strategies is play your worst deck, see if you can sneak out a win. But sometimes you just want that 1-0 edge if you feel like you can get it. And, ooh, that hand with the 2 spell breakers. Oh, there's that 1 UI, though, so.
The 1 UI and the Spiteful Summoner in hand for Magnechu. Wakingmars thinking, you know, I can Lackey Pact. That's pretty good.
Yes. So, pretty much this game is going to get explosive around turns like 5 and 6. Because he has the coin. So that's Lackey Coin, Dark Pact, into a Void Lord. And he has both Lackeys in hand. I actually just noticed that.
Wakingmars actually not running the Mountain Giant version, so he's going to have no qualms about playing this Stonehill Defender early.
Yeah. A little bit of damage early. Not doing nothing.
Did just some chip damage in, and I think this Stonehill Defender coming down really sort of established. Maybe I don't think this is a Rin-type matchup.
I think you actually just take the Homunculus.
Yeah, because you care about your mana crystals a lot here.
Yeah.
You need to be able to get your demons out.
And Rin is just a tad too slow right now.
Yeah,
So-
I think
so,
Homunculus, I don't think the 2-face damage is going to make or break anything. But it's definitely a tough decision.
Or you can just take the Rin, and if the match gets slow enough, you have another out. So
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it ever gets slow enough to where you can play all of the seals and actually burn your opponent's deck. But maybe that 3/6 body on 6 is just better than the Homunculus on 2. But next turn, you know, you can tap Homunculus. You have double Pact in hand, which is something worth noting, right? And 1 Spellbreaker now.
Your magic shall
So
not
Wakingmars
save.
needs to start asking, if you see 1 Spellbreaker on your Stonehill Defender, knowing you're a Warlock, you have to think maybe there's
another one.
another
You
one.
have to. It
You
should
have to
automatically
think
be
that
in
there's
your head.
another
Yeah.
one.
So we might actually just see him. He's either gotta play. I was thinking play the Amethyst Stone, but it feels kind of early to play that. But I guess if you want board, a little control.
Yeah, I mean, he could go into next turn and ahead. You definitely want to clear one of these because you have Fungal Mancer in hand. But we didn't see it for first, but Magnechu picking up that second UI.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
I wonder.
And he's not getting any Fungal Mancer. None of that cheese.
It's bad.
The
This game
second Fungal Mancer coming up, Magnechu really not liking what he has in his hand. 5 mana 2/2 just not going to be enough.
This is. If this was ladder, I would have conceded.
And, you know, we saw Wakingmars play yesterday, and he had to make the same play. He had Spiteful in his hand, WUI. That's how he lost one of his matches here. But now he can just Lackey Coin Pact into Lackey Pact next turn.
Oh yes,
And
they'll
it's
serve
just
me now.
Wakingmars took a trip all the way out from Minneapolis to come to this tournament today.
Oh, Midwest boys.
Yeah,
Shout outs to him and his family coming out here.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Cool support group he has here.
So the only real out that I see, the only thing, I'm not even trying to explain this, but Void Lord doesn't actually do a lot of damage. It's 3 attack, so you can kind
Now
of hold
how
on. Maybe get to
about-
turn 10 and start UIing, crawl your way back into the game. But I don't know if Waking Mars deck carries the my man Doom Guards.
He actually runs double Doom Guard still, so it is a true
There is
Q
a-
block. It just doesn't run the Giants.
What
Okay.
if?
He went for a more defensive strategy rather than hit your face in the opponent with 8/8s, which personally I like hitting my opponent in the face with 8/8s, but you know, it's all about your tech choices, what you feel comfortable with, and you know, Wakingmars feeling comfortable with this deck, put it up first. You know, it's paying off. I mean, Magnechu 6 mana 4/4 might be your best play.
I feel like you play the greedy sprite and armor up.
he's saying, I don't want you to get value off this one now. I'm just gonna kill it.
Yeah, he has to try to go phase. But eventually he's gonna have to try to get to turn 10.
Because he will survive to turn 10, I believe. Because, you know, 3-9s, like you said, not gonna hit him in the face too hard. But, you know, Lackey packed again if you want
Lackey packed again, yeah.
If you want it, it's there.
But I don't feel like you need to actually make that play right now.
You might not have to. You've seen both Spellbreakers. You could probably just play the Lackey.
You can just play Cobalt and then play
Lackey.
Yeah.
I think you want to get the Lackey on board, but you don't need to Dark Pact it because you can find a cube later.
And then Dark Pact the cube and then just go nuts.
You're in a position to play slow enough to where you can just get some value off that cube. And, you know, if he's just going to play it slow, like, there's no risk for him right now. He can play the Homunculus and get the board all together. And then Umbra, very nice. Homunculus, very nice. Able to trade off the Spellbreaker. He's going to get some value off the Fungal Dancer and be able to trade in, but it's nothing that Wakingmars can't handle. Magnechu starting to get see some little bit of glimmer of hope in this hand.
A
little late for Keliseth, but it's there. And he's starting to see a board come together.
Yeah, he has to kind of has to deal with
No, I mean you don't hate seeing that just yet. Wakingmars could just keep the board clear, play safe. But this is a position where I really liked lacking last turn just because you're able to get
another
a nice demon on board in this turn. You can trade, you can demon, but you know, he wanted to cycle through. He wanted to maybe find some cubes because cube plays would be huge here. He did not find the cube. He can't, if he taps, then
I feel like he's playing maybe not overly safe, but he's playing.
Well, from the plays that I watched him make yesterday, he's a very safe player.
Okay. Yeah, that clearing the board is.
At this point, Wakingmars saying like, "Hey man, I don't care about my health. I have 15 healing in my hand right now."
Yeah, he's like, well, you didn't play Spiteful on 6, which means either you don't have it, or you have it and you have both your UIs in your hand. So he's playing a chance right now.
But I think next turn you've got to start considering pumping out some of these demons just for Gul'dan on 10, because you don't have a cube. You can try and find a cube. If you pick up a cube, you're in the money.
Oh, Magnechu is at the bottom. Oh, we had this backwards.
Let's see.
Anyway, so actually, everything we said so far, flip it in reverse.
Flip it in reverse.
Magnechu's on the bottom.
Yo, the back-to-back Spiteful UIs? Oh, man.
Magnechu on the bottom. Wakingmars on the top. So Wakingmars with the WI. Doesn't like to see that. Magnechu also playing very slow here, too, in this case. Yeah.
Weird. Sorry about that. I'm confused.
It's all good. We bounce back.
Yeah.
So now Magnechu thinking maybe we can keep cycling, keep tapping, have Lord Godfrey.
Well, he's gonna get to turn 10, so
Yeah.
he can still make magic happen.
So now Wakingmars thinking maybe I can cheese out a mind control tech. Spiteful Summoner might just not be bad. Just get things out of your hand because you have double UI, so you're going to want to be able to get value out of both of those.
Pinch of death cup. Heel of shoe.
That hurts.
Extraordinary.
Little emoting going on. I'm actually a little surprised he didn't play the UI after trading in the, greedy sprite.
I mean, I think he just wants to clear his hand a little bit, be able to play both of those UIs in the next couple turns.
Oh, he wants to trade. He wants him to trade so he has 3, and then eventually get another card. I think he just wants to steal something.
Out of my jungle.
Wow. Stonehill coming in clutch. So this is.
So Magnechu thinking I could trade this off, and then it sets up for a decent little Gul'dan next turn. but I also run the risk of getting something stolen. But you don't really mind getting any of these minions stolen if you're Magnechu, just because mind control tech, what takes a 1-3 or a 1-4, not really the end of the world.
Yeah. Stealing any of these really doesn't matter. The second Spiteful.
And I think you're definitely just going to UI here, get some minions in your hand. They're all buffed by Keleseth.
Yeah.
I just hope that maybe your board just gets too strong to deal with, but at this point,
He's got
Magnechu has Gul'dan in hand, starts getting some real value out of this.
Yeah, you gotta go face.
Now
I think
how
going face is the way.
about-
You've seen a lot of healing come out. You've seen both packs. You do know that if there is a Spellstone, it's quite buffed.
Yeah, 7. So this is the right play. Ooh, there's Malfurion.
Malfurion is pretty nice. But this turn, I think you have to just see Gul'dan and hope that. I mean, if you're Wakingmars, you just have to hope that that he kind of low rolls and gets a lot of the Void Walkers. But I think you're probably gonna see 2 Void Lords out of this. Just yeah, and you do see 2 Void Lords, and it's
You have the mind control tech right here. I feel like that's the best.
yeah, I think you trade one off of mind control tech and just kind of give yourself a chance in this game.
I think you get rid of the one of the 1-3s, and then hope that you get it. Is you only running 1 or 2?
Engaging TC-130.
And you get a Void Lord there, and it's just, it hurts, you know. I think for Magnechu, you see, your heart kind of drops when that card comes down, but, you know, Magnechu, if you look at it really, had the silence in hand, wouldn't have been super game-breaking, but now Wakingmars just kind of has to just make as big of a board as possible and hope it doesn't get dealt with.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm not sure.
Time goes short.
Another Spiteful, yeah. This will
Age of death come.
get a lot of stuff on the field. He has to deal with
Skull
this.
coming out is pretty big. So we can look at Magnechu's list now because he's running the truest. So Magnechu has always had the Mountain Giants in his deck.
He just hasn't
So
drawn
they're
them.
just at the bottom.
Yeah.
Um,
I believe he's getting low on cards. He has been drawing a lot. He has
Yeah,
to
he-
have at least maybe about 11, 12 cards left.
He's getting low on cards, but I think in this matchup you're not going to fatigue too much just because of how good Gul'dan hero power is. It's just so strong. And now, actually, Wakingmars does have a play again. He has another mind control tech out. Not out, but option. He could kill the Void Lord and then mind control tech and hope to get the second Void Lord.
If he can get that,
Yeah.
I think he literally like found his way out of the deep end.
The deep end. I don't think he's out of the water,
Water, he's
at
just
all,
out of the
but
deep end.
he's not drowning.
Yeah. He can stand up now. Looking at the cards in hand,
Let's see.
I think you kind of have to play the Serenite Chain Gang.
Yeah,
Just-
you definitely want to play the Chain Gang, but maybe you don't just
Maybe-
because you
maybe you
want to scale Bane
Malfurion.
or Malfurion.
And then
as
you hero
well.
power, it'll give you, they give you what, 3 attack, then you can get rid of the 2-1. And
So I think he's going to take this line of popping it and then trying to steal one.
Yeah.
Because he can hero power one of the 1-3s and make it a 1 and 4 again, which is even smarter than my play.
So he's at 30 health to the 26. Well, not 30 anymore, but 29.
So we'll see if he can get the steal that he wants here, the mind control tech, and he doesn't. He can't even mind control tech, so he just kills it. Doomguard coming out here and the cube right off the top.
But he still has a lot of stuff to technically punch through. He doesn't have the other, what you call it, Dark Pack, but he can just drink its blood, the hero power.
Yeah, he has the 2 taunts to push through. He could pop off on Doomguard soon. We've seen both Dark Packs, so the easiest way to kill it is now gone. But you could also Q Voodoo Doll, ping your Voodoo Doll.
Yeah.
and that gets you 2 Void Doom Guards as well.
Yeah. I think he's thinking about, like, do I want to put that many Doom Guards on the screen and get one stolen? I think he's thinking about that.
Maybe, yeah, for sure. But you're still playing in a mind control deck at this point. But you can also, that's just so strong. The Umbra play is so strong.
Yeah.
Because you get two Doom Guards, and you're going face all the time here. And if you're Wakingmars, you're just. He's like, man, I drew WI 2 games in a row. Yesterday I drew WI, and the only thing I wanted to not do today was draw WI again. And he does. And it hurts, you know, but he'll get there for sure.
The Spirit of Hearthstone.
Yep. I think you're in a tough spot if you're Wakingmars, but it's also, you know, $5,000 prize pot. Winner of this moves on to
Top 8.
yeah, top 8, $250 right there. So you kind of never concede at this point.
No, you can't.
You just play it out.
Yeah, because
If you steal the cube, maybe it's cute. You don't. I mean, all the minions there were pretty decent to steal, but
yeah, I think you just play the Serenite Chain Gang.
but I mean now you can, if you're Magnechu, you can voodoo doll
My turn
Your cube.
No, you can voodoo doll the cube, and then trade the cube and get 4 Doom Guards this turn. You imagine there's a lethal setup somewhere in this. Maybe board space is the issue. Now that this comes out, board space is the issue. And Magnechu knowing, like, dang, I kind of had lethal if that didn't just happen.
Yeah, so now he has to. Oh snap! He's actually like in a little bit of a precarious. He has to trade off.
He has to trade off something, and
Oh, he can't. Yeah, he can't. No, he can't trade off the 3/4 the Umbra.
but it's kind of just a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. It's just really a matter of time until this lethal is able to push through. It's just Umbra there pulling, and then the skull pulling the Void Lord makes the lethal not this turn.
Yeah. He's gonna.
Or he still has it.
Yeah.
It's very possible that he still has the lethal. Playing Caster Vision,
see.
it's just hard to see.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. A lot of explosions. 10.
Ha. So we don't look stupid. That was a good play, though.
I definitely totally missed that.
Yeah, I
Also-
mean, no, I didn't. I knew that there was a play. I just knew that none of them were lethal.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that you didn't have the board space for it. And it kind of stinks that you kill that cube while you don't. I don't know. He's at 5. What are you going to do? But,
Yeah.
like, you'll probably get there eventually, but it's just tough to. You know, if Wakingmars did end up clearing this board, it's kind of fair game for the rest of the way out.
Yeah. As
But
of right
now he's at 5, and it's tough to bounce back from that.
Yeah. There's no real like.
The scourge will devour all.
Well, I'm pretty sure he knows that there's a voodoo in hand. So what's gonna happen is we're just gonna voodoo the crypt lord. Bada boom, bada bang. Oh, he's
That's
gonna silence
It's
it.
going to
Yeah.
get silenced. You could voodoo it
Could
for the
voodoo it.
memes, but he's probably just going to silence it. Face, face, face. And Magnechu going for the exact, or Magnechu going for the exact.
I like it. Like a game one.
Respectable. Wakingmars having trouble with the Spiteful Druid, man. Magnechu getting the quest done. Congratulations on your quest, man.
Yeah, man. Good job. You know, a little gold in your pocket.
Yeah,
Maybe
man.
a little cash at your pocket at the end of the tournament. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Yeah, a little bit of
So-
gold, a little bit of cash.
Bada boom, bada bang.
Big old dubs.
So we saw Magnechu's Warlock.
So Magnechu now off of Warlock. So everything we said about Wakingmars bringing Warlock first and trying to get a win he's comfortable on, flip flopped because it's Magnechu. Magnechu saying, I want to get this win first. I want to assert my dominance and I want to go up 1-0.
Yes.
I'm the 1 seed. I want to get 1 win in the first game and I want to take it all the way. And now he's stuck on Druid and Paladin.
Just Spiteful and Even. So
Spiteful and Even Paladin. Even Paladin usually finding a way to get a win, and Spiteful Druid, you know, as long as you don't draw that WI that we've been seeing, can be very powerful. And Magnechu on the Druid, and from what I've seen, no, yeah, Magnechu on the Paladin,
With honor.
and from what I've seen, this Druid matchup for Wakingmars is very tough.
yeah.
You know, I don't even think you really keep Ooze here if you're Magnechu.
I guess maybe something to play on too.
Just having a 2-drop because you don't want to miss your 2
'Cause,
drops.
yeah.
But you're mulliganing away 3 4-drops, so maybe the odds of you hitting a 2 are fairly high.
Well, there's no real weapons in Druid, so if you keep it, like, it's not gonna really do anything late game. You play it.
And
This hand is
a better hand for Wakingmars. But
Yeah, Wakingmars is in a really good spot.
But,
No
you
WI,
know,
so
not,
we got a
not
couple
yet,
turns,
not
not
yet.
yet. So
You know, Magnechu got that call to arms, and that is a powerful swing turn in this matchup. Firefly's coming down for Wakingmars, super strong in controlling the board, because really what happens in this matchup is that the Spiteful Druid can see itself just getting rolled over early, and no true drop for Magnechu, so or Magnechu, so yeah. And Criplord here too for Wakingmars. He's really going to be able to start establishing a board. He's going to have a series of 1-1s, and he just has to hope.
yeah,
You know, Magnechu just has to hope that some of these snipes on the Knife Juggler just kind of get there. He's going to coin,
he has to
call to
coin,
arms, and there's no guarantee that these all hit. And he didn't even
He
get
didn't
the
Knife
Knife
Juggler.
Juggler.
I would have actually thought about doing coin consecration just to clear the field.
I mean, it was definitely worth a thought.
It was
I think,
a thought, but I felt like he was like, maybe I'll get the. Okay, I think.
and maybe you just. Well, here's the thing, because you can trade off the Greedy Sprite and still play Summoner next turn. So I
Yes.
think it's Criplord
Yes.
for that reason.
You have to. I feel like that's the best play. Criplord.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You just drop the Criplord. It's tough to deal with.
I mean, all he's
Blessing of Kings in hand for.
Oh, he's. If he does destroy this, he'll have what, 7, 8 cards in hand. So right now he has 7 cards in hand. He's gonna play True Silver, and he still didn't even clear the
And,
Criplord.
you know, we've been talking about the Spiteful Summoner for Wakingmars, but the ultimate answer is Sunkeeper Tarim.
Yes.
And, you know, Wakingmars getting the Spiteful out early, very nice, but so he will have a turn to attack with whatever minion comes down. But, you know, eventually that Tarim's going to come in and kind of rain on his parade a little bit.
He does have the Fungal Mancers though.
He can push a lot of damage.
Yeah. Ooh, will we see a silence here and then go trade into? No, I don't think that would be a good play.
So, I mean, maybe you just trade in and you equip the True Silver, and that way it's just an Ultra Sword on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit with there, and then you hit the 4/4 with the True Silver, and next thing you know, it's just the Ultra Sword on board, and you find yourself very susceptible to Sunkeeper Tarim if you're Wakingmars, and Magnechu just feeling pretty strong right now. Maybe you Spellbreaker this.
I feel like you do.
Just to try and mitigate some of
you
the.
you have to. Anytime it's turn 6 and you're playing against Paladin, you have to think about Sunkeeper Tarim, and that should always be in the back of your mind. Like if you can stop him from drawing a bunch of 1/1/1s and then just playing them and having it, because there's no real clear.
Well, so you want to go wide, right? So you want to play Spellbreaker, Greedy Sprite, or Spellbreaker, Criplord to sort of mitigate the amount of work that the Sunkeeper Tarim's going to do. Because next turn he drops Sunkeeper Tarim, if he trades away, it's just buffing 1 minion.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to play 2 minions here, and then like I said, he does have the Fungal Mancers in hand, so that can, you know, get rid of that Tarim. And I believe Wakingmars is also running 2 Spellbreakers, so he could draw into the next one.
I think that's what's going to happen here.
Oh.
So he's going to go face. He's not going to trade, and I kind of like that because it forces the 5/3 to get the 5/3 to he needs to like debuff his own minion in this case. He could trade first. That doesn't really do anything. So now at this point, you're like, I don't even know if I want to Tarim, right? You're not even sure that you want to Tarim.
Yeah, there's no. You really get nothing for Tariming here. So do you Spellbreaker it, or do you hold on to it for a bigger thing?
What are you Spellbreakering? The 1/6? I mean, it's not doing too much.
Not doing.
Sometimes you just got to think, you know, Tarim's probably your best play. because it turns that Ultra Sword into a 3/3 Ultra Sword, and it's really not that Ultra anymore.
No, it's just a sword.
It's just a sword.
That was a good one.
Nice joke, man.
So, like, I'm not actually use the weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to do it. You could silence the 3/3 to stop him from getting a bunch of stuff, but if you're Wakingmars, you're not really upset about this Tarim. You just picked up the way to deal with it.
Yes.
So you can play Spellbreaker, silence it, and it's just a 1/1, does nothing. And then
you can just deal with the Terran later.
yeah, I mean, you're not super upset if you're Wakingmars here.
No, you're actually in a solid spot, to be honest. Or he could play the Druid, rush, and then play Fungalmancer, and then just get rid of it. But then you would leave up the 3/3, but you would have a wider board. Yeah, because I believe the rush is 4/2.
Rush is a 4/2.
That makes it 6. Never mind. I can't count.
I like silencing the 3/3 though, because it really just it plays around more stuff. I really don't like those 1/1s in hand. Because you have Light Fuse Stegodon. Next thing you know, it's a bunch of 1/1s with Divine Shield, 1/1s with Poison, 1/1s with Taunt, 1/1s
plus 3 health.
Plus 3 health. It's a whole wallabaloo of things that could really come out. But this is also not bad. You just buff things up, and you just say, let's go.
Yeah. He played the Taunt. Interesting.
But I mean, this is slightly susceptible to Consecrate, and we know Magnechu has 2 of them in his hand.
He has 2 of them. Gold, too. Golden. Shiny.
Shiny Consecrations. I think you want to start reasserting your dominance. Down, he's able to trade off double trade into this, which he probably doesn't love, but he could double trade and then play 3 1/1s, which threatens a lot on the board. Wakingmars would really want to find like a Lich King or something just to try and get, try and find that AoE, that Death and Decay.
Oh yeah, that 3
is usually the best thing you can find in this matchup. It's pretty much the only way you can really steamroll it.
Maybe Magnechu won't trade up. There's a trade.
No, I think you definitely trade and you play 2 1/1s. And you're not in a bad spot if you're Wakingmars now, because we know that there's no Stegodon in hand. And UI coming off the top is very nice for next turn. So I think this turn you can just Greedy Sprite, Fungalmancer, the Greedy Sprite, and Hero Power, one of the 1/1s down.
Yeah.
And you're ahead on board. I mean, you're not ahead, but you're doing all right on board. And then if he buffs up one of these 1/1s, you just UI it next turn. And then your hand's reloaded.
I kind of think you want to save the Fungalmancer.
I think you need to establish a dominance on board. I think you're going to want to save the Spellbreaker more than you're going to want to save the Fungalmancer.
Yeah, because you want to watch out for
that second Blessing of Kings.
Yeah, is he running the running Lich King in his Paladin?
Magnechu is running things like Silver Sword, and he is running Lich King as well, so you want to be able to push through that.
Yeah, I think you might want to save that Spellbreaker for Lich King. So you would probably just play Greedy Sprite, Fungalmancer. Yeah.
Oh, you can't fit the Hero Power, and that's
nah, because
it's 3 and 5, right? Oh, he had 9. Okay.
Yeah, 9, yeah.
Perfect.
Amani Berserker.
So still not that insane Light Fuse Stegodon pickup that we would have liked to see. You can buff and Consecrate, but you're still running into some problems. You can Spellbreaker, but what are you Spellbreakering at this point?
Yeah, because he's almost at 10 mana anyway. So like
yeah, you're not stopping the mana gain. You're just making it a 3/1 and keeping your 1/1s alive, which is valuable. But how much does he value what in this matchup? And Wakingmars is really playing well to just keep himself in this matchup.
And we actually have not seen Call to Arms yet.
We've seen one. Right?
We did.
We saw the one. And the second one probably isn't going to have too much value at this point because we've seen so many cards drawn from his deck that it's
We haven't seen the Knife Jugglers.
We've seen no Knife Jugglers.
No
which
Knife Jugglers.
is a valuable tool in the lineup for Magnechu. So if he picks it up at any time, it can be valuable. So he's going to go with this line of play. I think it's strong.
Going wide.
And he's not going to trade. And UI is starting to get some serious value here. UI on the Spellbreaker does a lot of work. It gives you 5 cards, summons a 5/5, and gains 5 health. Or gains 5 armor, which is strong, man.
That's one of the weaknesses to Paladin. If you can survive long enough with some armor gain and stuff like that, you can just win because it can't kill you. UI's the best play here. Get rid of that. And he still has one more UI in his deck, unless he draws it off this.
A lot of 1/1s drawn. Or a lot of 1-mana minions drawn. So next turn he can go very wide to combat a lot of the width of Magnechu's board.
Yeah, so I think Blessing, I think you get rid of the 5/5 and you just go face. Because Fungal Mancer by itself doesn't do much.
Yeah, but you can maybe get a Gen out there. I don't really like it, but it's stuck in your hand forever if you don't. Because you just seen a UI, and you know there's probably not a second one coming. But now at this point, we're just gonna trade things off. Buff one of them, you can trade in again. You're value trading all the way through.
Yeah.
You're just trying to dominate the board at this point. But Wakingmars coming in with a pretty strong board next turn. You can double Glacial Shard, double Firefly Flame Elemental, and then Serenite. You can get all of those things in.
Yes. That seems like the best play. Well, maybe he'll get the Spiteful off the top, and then he can still play both the Glacials and Fireflies, yeah.
Ooh, now you can double
Serenite and then double Glacial Shroud.
Glacial Shard.
So that's a huge swing.
And still no equality pickup for Magnechu. Still no Lightfuse Stegodon for Magnechu.
What if?
They got to be in there.
Oh,
They're in
they're
the
in
deck. We know they're in the deck. Wakingmars knows they're in the deck. Just haven't seen them yet. And equality not doing too much in this board state. And I think you just go wide. You just start to contest this board. I mean, yeah, you've seen one Consecrate. He hasn't drawn a million cards. He might not have the second one. Unfortunately, we know that he does, but that's not going to stop him from making him have it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's that equality. You can equality Consecrate if you want to. It protects your own board. Or you can trade your own board away. Or you can equality Avenging, or you can Consecrate Avenging Wrath. It does the same thing.
I think he's going to trade and maybe Avenging Wrath just to get that.
Yeah, we're going to start to use the trades here. So that whole board just kind of gets dilapidated here.
Trying to get that boost on that Monty. Oh, Glenn.
And
Or
yeah, I
Gen.
mean, no, why not Gen, right? It
Keep
just,
the board wide.
yeah, it
you
keeps the
know?
board wide. It's a stronger minion. It feels less bad to play than Baku does. And, you know, if you're Wakingmars here, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I think you can get the second UI of the Grand Archivist, which could come up clutch. So I think you Glacial Shard, you
got
Flame
it.
Elemental, and you
Yeah.
Grand Archivist, and you hope you hit something good.
Hopefully you don't hit yourself in the face. That's
Yeah.
the biggest fear of playing
Don't
Grand
hit
Archivist.
yourself
is
in the
hitting
face.
yourself in the face.
You want to hit one of his minions. You don't even care which minion it is at this point. They're all important to hit. Statistically, you will hit one of his minions, and you should play out your own minions just to make sure that, one, you're not getting hit in the face, and two, you don't overdraw cards. There's a Lich King in the deck that you're going to want to see later.
Is he going to Hero Power for the armor?
So he's not going to go with the Grand Archivist line. He's going to get more things out of his hand here. And, you know, that's respectable because you could force another answer here.
Yeah.
So our line sort of just got answered by Equality Avenging Wrath. And, you know, maybe Magnechu's going to feel like he needs to deal with some of this, but Silver Sword off the top just buffs a lot of these minions a lot.
Silver Sword is, I believe, 3?
Excuse me? It's a 3 attack.
3, yeah, 3,
3
2.
attack, what? 3, 4.
Yeah.
And buffs all the minions +1/+1 when you swing with it. So all these minions are going to get nice and beefy for next turn. And he has the health to sort of tank some of this damage. He can kill the 5/1 if he wants to. And then continue value trading.
But I feel like I think you just want to Yeah, I think you just want to clear. Maybe Avenging Wrath. I mean,
Yeah, and there's the Avenging Wrath that we talked about that kind of just cleaned up everything. Almost not killing all the minions, which would have been a little unlucky, but
yeah, that was
getting there on the last swing. This sets up lethal. Grand Archivist
That was a
has to come down.
Oh, the equality reset Amani's attack.
Oh, yeah.
I learned something today. That's pretty cool.
The more you know.
The more you know. So that's looking like he has to go for Grand Archivist and just armor up.
What if?
Yeah.
It gets rid of one of the 6-1s. He might have a chance because he'll be at 13.
Yeah. I mean, but with Silver Sword, he'll be at 13 if he swings on the 6-1. You know. Yeah, it'd have to kill one of the 6-1s.
Yeah, you have to. That's the play. It's the play of the game.
It's probably the only play.
Yeah. Because you can't silence anything. You'll just reset it.
It gets rid of taunts, but
It would just put it to a 2-3.
Time grows short.
Yeah, this is the play.
What's this one do?
do you hero power down one of your own, the 1/6 You go to 2. You go up to 7.
I think you just.
You're dead if you do that.
I think you
you're
just
dead if
armor
you
up.
don't.
Yeah, I think you armor up and end. Or
You're dead if you don't hit it though, right? Or you can't hit it.
Nah, you hope that it hits it. And
Drum roll. That's not what you wanted to see.
that's GG's.
And you know, Wakingmars is just having a tough time on this Spiteful Druid, man. But it's a heavily unfavored matchup for Wakingmars. That Paladin, I mean, we've seen the Paladin kind of just roll over the Druid all day today. Magnechu with pretty strong showing here, up 2-0. Wakingmars back up against the wall, trying to stay alive in the tournament. Looks confident though.
Yeah.
Looks ready to go.
Wakingmars is thinking, do I run the Druid again? Or do I look into something else to try to get me a W?
So you know you're up against your opponent's Druid. I think you're trying to stay alive as long as possible. So maybe
you
consider running the Paladin. You see the way the Paladin can sort of just swarm the board on Druid, and they don't really have a great way to deal with it. I mean, with a swipe, like, things change, but you're not running swipe and Spiteful Druid because you don't want to get a 4-mana spell off of that. So
Off of a 6-mana card.
would not be good. I mean, it would actually still be a decent card, to be real. It's just the fact that it gets a 10 mana every time is just so insane.
So you're looking for that boy Tyrannus every time.
That boy,
That boy.
that dino.
The card always gets me.
So now I think our players are really thinking about what they want to queue up. It's getting into the nitty-gritty. Wakingmars, you know, what does he queue? What does he queue? What does he queue? Magnechu.
He has to.
I'm queuing Druid.
Yeah. That's all
Queue
I got
whatever you
left.
want. I'm still queuing Druid.
So you definitely, I think you just go Paladin here, and you want that one win to Arthas, yeah, so there it is. If you get one win, you're back in it. That's all that matters. You just need
You're
one.
back in it. You need to stay alive. You keep yourself from having your back up against the wall, and you know, not an innately good opening hand for Magnechu, but starts to get a little bit better. And Magnechu knowing, like, wow. You know, you see that smile on his face. He's like, God, you know, sometimes you just win.
He didn't want to smile, but he had to.
But, you know, not a bad hand
That
for
hand's-
not a bad hand at all.
That hand's pretty
for
solid.
Wakingmars.
You can coin Call to Arms on 3.
And Magnechu with this Dark Iron Dwarf tech that he's showing us off here. He's like, I'm smart. I tech Dark Iron Dwarf. Did you?
No.
And Wakingmars going like, man, I just played 2 games of this. Where was mine?
Oh yeah, he just rolled his eyes.
So we got some little bit of banter back and forth between the players here. Magnechu with the God start, to be real with you. The only thing better would be if he got the Serenite off the top and did not have to. It had the buff version, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, you can still just.
It's not over yet at all. And
Oh, he didn't trade.
I like trading there.
That's what I was expecting
but
as well.
you know, in a swarm deck, sometimes you just want him to have him make
you-
all of the trades. You're forcing him to hero power
Mhm.
if he wants to trade and kill like 1 or 2 of these minions, and it's just he's not playing something else if he's hero powering.
Yeah. I think he's just gonna play the grease spray. Yeah.
I mean, now you have that power play of coin Call to Arms, and there's 2 1-health minions on the board. Wakingmars, it's about time to see if he can get some luck here.
We need a knife juggler for my man's here. He just.
Oh, he
Oh,
sees
he's
it. He's
smart.
got the knife juggler
Yes.
up front.
Ooh.
1, 2, there it is.
There you go.
Wakingmars with this knife juggler
Lady
has
Luck.
been on point with this knife juggler all tournament. He has been hitting all of his snipes.
Lady Luck is smiling.
MC Tech takes that. I mean, that's a pretty good take because now you can go Firefly. It's a buff Firefly.
Yeah, you trade into
You
the.
can kill the knife juggler, and you know you're right back on board.
I like the death cry that Knife Juggler has.
Oh, man. Oh. I mean, Drylock Jailer, not bad. You can establish some of this. Maybe, you know, you go really wide for a Tarum play. If you do this, you could always double trade and, you know, draw a card and see what you're going to get.
Yeah, because it's just a 1/1 with lifesteal. I think that you just let it hang out.
I mean, you could do either. You know, you could push the 2-face, which is kind of nice. You can just go really wide, and like we saw, you can't really deal with this wide board. You know,
It's Druid.
Saturday Night Chain Gang is like your only chance unless you top deck
Deck
Spiteful, a
Spiteful's.
buff Spiteful Summoner on 6. Then sometimes the game just gives you all the things, and if you're Magnechu, you know, you're just like, all right, well, I'm gonna top deck Spiteful Summoner, and there's gonna be a giant minion on board, but.
Bruh.
And you know the Tyrantus, it's just a tough time. You know, Magnechu knowing like sometimes it's just ridiculous. And now I think maybe by killing this minion instead of the Silverhand recruit, or even going face, he gives Wakingmars a chance here. Because
Yeah.
Life Use Stegadon to Poisonous kind of resets the board.
Yeah, I think he.
And you know, he says, you know what, roll the Poisonous.
If
you know,
you got it.
Wakingmars saying, maybe I have a chance here.
Show me
Hero
what you
power,
got.
Life Use Stegadon into Poisonous. You kill a 12/12 with a 1/1. That's pretty good.
That's the dream. That's the underdog story
Right.
right there. So you hero power, play Stegadon, hope for Poisonous. Wakingmars his luck's been doing a lot better. So maybe we want him to get that Poisonous.
I mean, the odds of Poisonous aren't too slim. I think you can definitely, it's worth trying to
Yeah,
get.
What is it, like 5 or how many different choices you get? You get the attack,
Something like
health,
6.
1/1, Poisonous, can't be targeted, taunt. So
I don't even think I would have been able to name
and
all
stealth.
of those. And stealth.
yeah, so you get 7 chances. Well,
3
actually,
out of 7,
3 out of
basically.
7,
And it's
yeah.
all random. The statistics are a little different, but
I'd take it.
I would take it here.
I do that every time I play
don't think-
Paladin. I'm like, yeah, just give me Poisonous.
And I mean, there it is.
Show me
That's
what
a
you
1/1
got.
into a 12/12, and Magnechu, you know, understanding that luck giveth and luck taketh away.
Yeah.
So
Mangachu made the face like he just ate a lemon. Yeah, just like, no, not my boy.
I left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
A lot of the plays this game have left a bad taste in my mouth. They've all been disgusting. And I think you just go wide here because you know you're going into 6. But he wants to trade instead. And going face, I think that's incorrect. But
Just tear him.
the counter is, I just want to kill him. I
Yeah.
don't care. This game needs to be over. So Magnechu saying, I'm going face. I want this game to be over. I don't care.
Yeah, if you have the answers, you better have it. You better play them.
And
If
you
you
know-
don't, I win.
Sunkeep Tarum
That's the
is
answer.
quite the answer. I think if you're Wakingmars, you want to trade the 3/4 into the 2/2 first. But sometimes you don't see those kind of things, and you're just like, all right, Tarum, let's go, let's do this thing. And now he gets the trade. It's a draw card, gets to gain armor, like all of his death rattle could get traded.
Yeah,
in
they're just
here.
really good. And then I think you just go 6 to the face after that.
No, I think you.
Do you completely trade off here, or do you just? I think you just go 6 to the face.
I like trading. There's
Trading?
nothing wrong with it.
How many cards in hand does he have now?
9.
Okay, so he's good then.
And Wakingmars saying, I'm going to win the mirror all the time because I'm going to run Tyrion. Magnechu like, man, this matchup's kind of unfavored because I'm trying to fight for the board, but I just had all of the nut plays earlier.
Yeah.
Spellbreaker kind of nice here. Could clear some stuff up, but, you know, Call to Arms always really good. And the Knife Juggler here is insane because he gets to get 3.
Right in the middle.
3 bounces.
Yeah, just 3 more. Well, no, 2
The-
more because he only has 7 cards on board.
Yep. Well, he could trade.
We
no,
trade.
No. He gets 1 more, and the Scale Hide has rush still.
Yes.
Or does not when you pull it, because it's a battle cry. Not sure. I think it should have rush.
Yeah, it has rush.
Yeah, it should rush.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten hit by that. And I was like, what?
Yeah, it definitely still has rush. Leaving it at 1, not bad. Spellbreaker here is able to allow Magnechu to start pushing damage again, because that was his plan last time. He wants to push the damage, and Dark Iron Dwarf, buffing the minion's attack here. You're starting, if you're Wakingmars, you're like, I am going to be low after this turn.
Yeah.
Or if you're Magnechu, you're like, all right, maybe this face thing isn't going to work out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, because right now he only has, what?
6-9.
10 with hero power. That would leave him at 11.
Well, he could Dark Iron Dwarf and buff the minion's attack, but
yeah.
like I feel like if you're not Dark Iron Dwarf here, what are you Dark Iron Dwarfing for? But Magnechu has it in the deck. He knows what's good. I don't play with the cards, so I don't even know.
Yeah.
And now we're going face, and that's respectable.
Do you want to get rid of the 1/1 for another Stegodon? Yeah, show me you got the answers. If you can't clear, he does have the Dark Iron Dwarf.
I think, Blessing of Kings here, you can Blessing of Kings Avenging Wrath and just try and get there. He has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's at 8. Yeah, we're at 8 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 4 is 13, so he's a little off lethal. Tyrion, is Tyrion ever bad? You just saw Spellbreaker.
I think you just... Yeah, you play Tyrion here. I think that's the best move.
Either that or you trade things off and you Avenging Wrath, but...
Which path to choose?
I mean, I like that trade. It's a little scary, but, he's going on 10 men anyway.
He can play...
And then you drew, so you can play True Silver and start definitely clearing the board a lot more.
Yeah, I think that's... That lifesteal, yeah. That's
you can buff
big.
the lifesteal. It's really nice. You can value trade into that. You're value trading there. You're value trading there. It's all value trades. There's so much value. It's like the dollar store out here, and there's just nothing you can do.
It's looking good for Wakingmars right now.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, Spiteful Summoner. That also looks good.
That also looks good.
That also looks good.
There's no 10 mana taunts, if I remember correctly.
But we just gained a valuable piece of information. That the last card in Magnechu's deck, last card in Magnechu's hands was not UI. And that's kind of nice to see. And Wakingmars with the slight smirk, the equality coming down, and that's just lethal, I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah.
Magnechu saying, all right,
Well
I got really lucky, you got a little luckier, and Wakingmars taking him to Value Town.
2-1, that's all that matters. Now you're in it.
You're in it, you're 2-1, you're fighting, you're staying alive.
Are we going to see the Druid again, or are we going to see the Warlock?
I think, you can go with the mirror sometimes. Sometimes you don't like to go with the mirror. It's tough. I think maybe you just say, I want to go with the favorable and get yourself some airtime. Stay up there as long as possible and take this series out.
Let them know that Minneapolis is in the house.
Minneapolis is here to compete. We're not messing around. It's tough. It's what do you queue? You can go the 50-50 in the mirror, and then you can try and queue the slight favorable with the Warlock, or it's tough.
I would probably go with the Warlock with the bad luck he's been having on the Druid. You want to push that out your mind just a little bit longer.
And
It's
he
the mirror.
disagrees with you.
He disagrees.
He wants the mirror.
That's why he's in
He
top 16
wants
and
the mirror.
and I'm casting. Okay, that hand is...
But Magnechu with the Spiteful in the opening hand, Wakingmars looking...
Is there a
looking
world where you keep Malfurion?
But Wakingmars is looking happy over there. He just did his little hand motions. We don't see his hand yet, but he likes that. He likes that card in his opening hand.
Yes.
Prince Kel'Thuzad. So really what he is going to need, though, is what Magnechu has.
If Magnechu...
That Spiteful Summoner.
If Magnechu gets Prince Kel'Thuzad too, this is just ridiculous.
It's just a ridiculous game of nut draws, and it's not even fair, and no one's happy except everybody. Do you keep Druid of the Scythe?
I feel like you keep it.
You get a board going. You get a board, I get a board, everyone gets a board.
Oh, I was like, is that Kelsa?
Oh.
I was just look. I was like, is that Kelsa?
And Glacial Shard is a valuable tool in the matchup, but it's also valuable for just getting things out there first.
Oh,
Magnechu agrees, you know.
mirror draws, mirror plays.
Truth is found in death. Well played.
Magnechu saying, huh, I didn't draw that one. Wakingmars saying, I did.
I think he's wondering if he should trade the 2-1. I think he just attack face.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no... Your face is frozen. You can attack the face, or you can trade to protect your 2-2. Because if you don't, then the 2-2 goes to the 2-1, and the hero power takes out your 2-1.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
the trade is
trading
correct in a way, but also face damage.
If he
is
went
nice.
face, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be like that.
I can't knock him for
yeah.
going face because you know it's face damage. What's the problem here?
Yeah. That forces him to trade, which means he can't play
He
anything
can't
else.
play anything. He's
Unless
not playing
he coins
Kelsa.
out the taunt, but that wouldn't.
Nah, it just seems a little too abrasive.
Yeah, that'd be.
But now, Wakingmars saying, "Hey, I'm gonna need some cards." Yeah, that's a card.
That's a boy.
That's a very good boy.
That's a tar boy.
I mean,
4/6 3-mana taunt. Magnechu's just hoping he doesn't draw
and now
his second UI. That's all.
Wakingmars can deal with this. He can hero power one down, and there's the Spiteful
There it
Summoner.
is.
Oh, let's go. That's crazy for Wakingmars because you know he'll have it on 6. Magnechu able to coin it out on 5. Which is kind of nice. He gets it out a turn earlier, but if he has board presence before that, he just wants the board. He doesn't care. He's just like, I need the board. I need to go. I need the board for when these Spitefuls come down. And, you know, Chain Gang is a nice counter to that.
Changang and the Changang.
But also the silence is very nice, too.
Yeah, it's good trades here.
Fungalmancer can come down, though, and that's really strong.
Would you
Fungalmancer
Mancer?
here, and Spiteful into Spiteful could just swing the game. So Fungal, maybe Fungal comes down and you trade off.
I think you just put the big 5/5 on
the
his
big 5/5 down, and you just make him do something that's not coin Spiteful.
Yeah,
Show him who's boss.
show him you got those.
And Magnechu, you know, doesn't like seeing that because he's gonna coin Spiteful next turn, but there could be something. He could just deal with it and then play his own Spiteful. So you have to coin Spiteful. There's really no other play here.
Nah,
Spiteful Summoner just being so powerful. Wakingmars saying, "All right, man, no Tyrantus, no Deathwing, and
show
a
me
dream."
what you got.
And he likes to see that. He likes to see that because you can trade if you want to. You don't even have to trade. You can trade. You can play your own Spiteful Summoner and then trade off. You can value trade down.
Or do you just go Fungalmancer here and trade?
I think you're going to want a Spiteful Summoner before you Fungalmancer. You can go Spiteful Summoner into Spiteful Summoner. I
Yeah.
don't think there's too many downsides to that line.
Yeah.
And, you know, Magnechu was just hoping, or Magnechu was just hoping, please don't have it, right? And, you know, he does. He does have it. And, you know, Wakingmars saying, anything you can do, I can do better. I can play Spiteful Summoner better than you.
That's I thought I had a comeback for that. I got nothing.
And I mean, now he's like, hey man, guess what?
He just
I have another.
if he gets another Tyrannus, I think we just have to cut the string.
Yeah, I don't think there's much stopping you from playing the second Spiteful Summoner here.
Nah, there's no reason not to.
With the exception of maybe Fungalmancer is nice on the value board, but I think you just
Nah,
gotta.
you play another one because next turn you can just play like Greedy Sprite. Fungal.
Pinch of death.
Look,
Magnechu's just like, really, man?
just had another
What's
lemon.
going on? Can we see 2 Tyrantuses?
Please.
Tyrantus Ultrasaur, I mean, that's pretty good. But now, Malfurion, if you go,
You have to go taunts.
you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Right.
That's super lethal.
Some people will call that super lethal.
That's super lethal.
Even with the taunts, it's he might stay alive with the armor gain, and he's gonna try and clear some of this
I
up
think
here.
he has to play Serenade Changang and the Scythe to trade. He has to trade, yeah. trade off the A4 and then the 5-5. I mean 8-3.
Nah, I think you might have to double trade into Tyrantus. But you don't like that either.
Nah. Because then
That's fine too.
Because then he's
Yeah,
3
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of 2.
Yep. But Fungalmancer comes down, and then next thing you know, it's just a giant board.
Giant board of shenanigans.
I mean, Wakingmars had Keleseth into Spiteful, and if that's something that can make up for drawing double UI earlier.
Yeah, that puts a smile on you.
The Spiteful Druid giveth and it taketh away.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think you do it just because. I mean, maybe why don't you?
You could hit him in the face.
You could hit him in the face.
But
or you could buff your own minions that just have a stronger board.
How about
But you get a 5/5 this way, and your minions won't die.
yeah, because if you
So there's no real play against it, but it just seems a little too greedy, I think. Like, you're winning.
Going for Grand Archivist. It seems super memey. Like you're just like
You're winning regardless, right? So
Yeah.
why are you doing this?
trying to send a message. But that's game, yeah.
Yeah. Magnechu saying, man, I don't know. And now, game 5 in this top 16, these people playing for the money here.
Oh boy.
We're getting there. I mean, I think
Minneapolis.
Wakingmars all the way from Minneapolis saying, I'm here to fight, man. I'm not leaving.
So we're gonna
I'm
have
not going home yet.
Warlock versus
I don't want
Druid.
to go home yet.
That's nice weather outside.
Might have to get home school. I think you have school tomorrow, but, you know.
So now when you win $5,000, you ain't got to That's a day off.
That's a day off.
That's a day
That's a
off.
mental health day
So,
right there.
yeah.
You call the teacher on that one.
I'm like, yeah, I won $5K. What you do over the weekend?
So now it's Warlock versus Spiteful Druid, and Spiteful Druid can get there. Spiteful Druid can always get there in these types of
We
matchups.
literally just seen
Spiteful Druid.
Keleseth into Spiteful into turn 8 Grand Archivist.
But, you know, Wakingmars kind of with the correct matchup for this because he has the double Voodoo Doll.
Oh yeah, that'll.
And that can deal with a lot of the things that you needed to deal with,
Okay.
like a Spiteful Summoner.
That's one half of America's favorite combo.
And there is America's favorite combo. You get to possess lackeys
Yeah, I
out
feel like you
early.
just-
I think
yeah.
you might keep both.
Just keep one, I think.
You just keep one, or maybe I think you keep one.
Yeah, keeping both would be way too greedy.
Yeah, especially in a matchup where you're gonna want the board eventually. Like, what else are you looking for if you're not finding the one, right? But maybe he just wants to keep the board clear. He wants those Voodoo Dolls, I'd imagine. And, you know, keeping the board clear is something he's gonna be able to do just because of all of
He really has nothing to play.
I mean, it's turn 1, so like there was really only one card he could have drawn anyway. So I think you're fine if you're not playing anything here. You have the Hellfires. You have a lot of things to deal with. A lot of the different things. You kind of want to get Voodoo Doll, and you want to tap for it because it's how you win this matchup, right?
Yeah. I mean, when he gets anything big, you Voodoo Doll and just get rid of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And even Godfrey's pretty solid. It could deal with some big boards, but
I like Godfrey's a cool card.
he's a very cool card. He's Defile, but better, and I'm not sure Warlock needed that. But I remember when Godfrey came out, it was like, oh, great, we have so many board clears, and there's the Voodoo Doll. But
That's the card.
I remember the meme was like, oh, great, Warlock has so many board clears. Only if we had giant taunts and healing, we would be perfectly fine. And you know, they have all those things. So thanks, Blizzard. But always
I think
great.
you're doing a good job, Blizzard.
They're doing great. And it's actually, Warlock's fairly balanced, I think. You've seen it in this tournament meta. But
Yeah.
the Voodoo Doll there is so big. So big for everything. If you're Magnechu, you're like, all right, cool. You just defiled that. That's nice for me. I'll take that all day. And
I mean, do you Hellfire here?
nah, you want the Hellfire for. Oh, you want a Doomsayer here.
Yeah, to
Big
stop him from
time.
playing anything else. Well, he could just go into
You could Druid of the Scythe, but you know what? That's not Spiteful Summoner.
Summoner.
So you're gonna tap first, like a good Hearthstone player.
He could play both. That's 8 damage.
Yeah, but then the Hellfire is really big.
Yeah, and then it just clears it.
I mean, because now Spiteful into Spiteful is really big for Magnechu.
Do you just go? This is a good play. Because Hellfire can't get rid of that.
Hellfire can get rid of it. I don't know if you want it to yet. You could hold on a little longer. Now that you had Defile, you might want to hold on even a little bit longer. But now you have Defile with the Voodoo Doll, so you feel a little better about playing Hellfire here.
Yeah. It only leaves up to Crippler, and it's 1-7. It'll be 1-4 at this point.
It'll be a 1-5 next turn after the Spiteful Summoner comes down. And, you know, Magnechu saying,
It'll be 1-6.
Right. Oh, 1-6, correct. And Wakingmars, you know, he's like, I can deal with this, but right now there's no great minion in his hand to deal with the next one.
So you go Voodoo Doll into Defile. But that's
what you have to do.
Yeah. That's what you have to do. That plays like really
it's good. It's a very good play. It's the best way to deal with it, but the second Spiteful that we see really just is huge for Magnechu. Spiteful into Spiteful is just game-breaking sometimes and back-breaking.
Is Lord
for the
Godfrey a
opponent.
demon?
Lord Godfrey is not a demon.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I mean, and realistically, if it's an 8, he could cheese out some Godfrey plays here next turn. Because Spiteful will be at 2, and then the second Spiteful will be at 4. And yeah, wait. So this Spiteful's at 2, the next Spiteful will be at 4, and if he draws an 8-8, then he can clear the board with Godfrey. So he wants this to be an 8-8 really badly. The odds that it are is higher than anything else, but it could always be a Tyrantus. That's a board clear. Wakingmars just saw it. Look at that. Look at Wakingmars sees it. He sees the lines. He sees the lines. He sees the same line that we do. He's freaking out right now. He understands that Godfrey needs to come down here, and
He can feel it.
he knows how to count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Ah, you missed it. You put the finger guns in the air and
He
everything.
appreciates
eh?
Godfrey.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And I mean, that's huge. He needed that to be an 8-8.
He got rid of the power of the deck.
He got through the power plays. He's at 13. I mean, so now he needs to find a way to get his minions on board and start making his power plays. I don't think you like taking too much damage here. You can Stonehill and Spellstone, and you're kind of in a decent spot.
Yeah, because you want to heal back up because you can get ramrodded from 13 health.
And Magnechu just looking at that saying, wow, that was really something else. And it's funny because Wakingmars, I don't know if he even realized that he could make that play when he set the Spiteful Summoner to 2.
Yeah. I think he was just worried about getting
He was
Tyrannus off
trying
the
to get
screen.
Tyrannus off the board. He didn't care about setting it to 2. He's like, all right, well, this Spiteful's at 2. What's going to happen? 2, 4, 6, 8. That is a clear board. I like clearing one of these because I don't like having yourself that low. You're healed back up to like 18 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you could clear the 3-3, but I like keeping this at... It's not going to get too much higher in health, so it's fine if you do it this way.
You can.
Eventually, you could just Doomsayer, right?
Yeah.
You could Doomsayer and Skull.
Yeah, you want to hold on. Do you want to hold on to that Gluttonous Ooze just in case?
Yeah, you definitely want to hold on to the Ooze just in case, because the Skull coming down would just be kind of backbreaking, so you definitely don't want to tempo that out.
Yeah, because you haven't seen Possessed Lackey. Okay, there's
I mean, you think maybe you can get the Ooze out, the Skull out, but I mean, we see Ooze in hands for Magnechu, and Wakingmars might want to check a deck list here and make sure that there is an Ooze in the deck. Most of the time in Spiteful Druid there will be, just because there's so many. It's 40 monsters. It's a 40 minion deck. And there's so much room for. It's a Joey Wheeler deck. There's so much room for tech cards. It's a tech deck.
I kind of think you just play. Yeah, I think you just play Doomsayer here.
I think we've seen. Have we seen one Spellbreaker? So if we've seen one Spellbreaker, then you know you're pretty safe playing the Void Lord here. But this and Doomsayer, we know it's unbeatable.
Yeah.
We know he can't get through it. I mean, Wakingmars thinking, even if you...
The only real out for Magnechu right now is UI off the top. And it's not really an out.
And I like this play because if he wants to get rid of the minion, if he wants to get rid of the weapon, he also has to throw his 3/3 out to do so. Yep, he has to throw his 3/3 out to do so. So yeah, so he likes that. That 3/3's dead. It's a way to kill a 3/3. He can play Void Lord next turn. I mean, if he wants, he could just Gul'dan, but I think you want to save Gul'dan a little bit longer. Just
I mean, you get nothing off Gul'dan because you played no demons yet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you played the Vulgar Homunculus, so you would get that back. Magnechu saying, huh, this isn't looking good. Glacial Shard, Fungalmancer, not what you want to see, but I mean, it's 2-2 in the series. We're going to see this one play out till someone's character's dead.
You have to.
I don't think we're going to see Ace of Concede
here. You can still draw UI. Like, UI is the name of the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, UI is always an out here. The second one's fairly good. The second Void Lord is very good here. You knew he couldn't deal with the last one, so do you really care about playing another one? Even Gul'dan here is fairly backbreaking.
Yeah, so
I don't think there's anything wrong with just playing the second Void Lord.
Or do you Carnivorous Cube and...
Nah, I think you just keep it up and you save Cube till you get packed.
Yeah. He's just trying to figure out if this is the best play, if he has any other outs.
Magnechu saying, God, I can't believe that the series even got to this point. And, you know, he's in a tough spot right now. You know, for the first time in this tournament, we've seen Magnechu back against the wall. I mean, he's run this whole tournament so far. And at this point, it's cool you have a 7/7, but he has a pretty good way to deal 7 damage to a minion.
He has Amethyst. Or he could just Voodoo.
He could Voodoo, but I mean, the Amethyst is just so clean. So clean.
And you get 7 health.
Yeah. You could trade off the 5/2 and play a Lackey, and then, yeah, you get the Lackey on board. You know there's not a Spellbreaker. You probably would have seen one by now.
And he does have Doom Guards in his deck,
Yeah,
correct?
there are Doom Guards in his deck. I don't know if you want to play the Librarian at this point. I think it's negligible whether you do or don't.
Yeah.
You've seen both the files, so there's really no merit in saving it.
Yeah, I think playing it is probably, I don't know. Maybe you get Dark Pack off the top?
Yeah, it just cycles you closer to Dark Pack and just pushing that lethal like very quickly. Stonehill's solid. It's a nice value generator.
Ooh.
That's why you don't play it.
Ooh. This is it.
And that's not what he wanted to trade here. That's not what he wanted to take here. It does stop Magnechu from getting a Doom Guard and pushing this lethal very quickly. So maybe it would have just been better to hold the Librarian now that we see the
nice
Microstructure deck off the top. And there's a Dark Pack, so I mean, now on the other side, it's maybe better to play it because now you have Dark Pack. Now you can get a bunch of cubes, or you can get a bunch of Void Lords, and you just kind of never lose. You can trade, you can cube, you can pact.
Yeah, it's looking rough. Anytime you're playing off the top deck, you know you're in trouble.
And you want that top deck to be UI.
Yeah.
Because then it's 5 cards.
And you can make a bunch of little void guys.
And I mean,
I kind of think you just play Gul'dan here.
I like going really wide on Void Lords.
Playing
because what happens if you get a Void Lord stolen? It's not really the end of the world. He's going to go face, possibly. He could trade. Trading's never bad. Trading's never great. It doesn't really. It's negligible at this point. He's just going to hold, which is respectable because it's like, why not at some point?
Yeah.
You know, you can just hold and relax and, you know, let him do his thing. Let me react to your plays.
So pretty much what we're getting here, UI is going to happen. There's no other play.
There's no other play. There's literally nothing else in his hand.
There's nothing else. To
So I think
Hearthstone
that's
101,
fine.
you normally play the only card you have in your hand, unless it's some kind of combo card. But even then, depending on the match, you play it. Okay, this is looking good, kinda.
So I mean, the second UI is nice too because now he'll be able to get all these cards in his hand. But
Did he play any of his? Does he have spell breakers? Did he play any of them
he's
yet?
played one. I think at this point now you can sort of get some value off of Gul'dan. I think you definitely get enough value off of Gul'dan
Yeah.
to make some trades. You know, you trade off maybe a Void Lord and
He still also sells Malfurion.
yeah, he has Malfurion in his deck, but Malfurion isn't going to generate the same value that Gul'dan is about to. I think, yeah, we're going to see some trades here. Maybe clear up this 5-5 with the 3-9 and the 2-1. 1-3 into the 2-1, or even cube. Like, even cube is so respectable here.
Yeah.
I think you always want to pop the cube here. Yeah, and he agrees with me. I don't like keeping an empty cube up against anybody, but specifically a deck with a bunch of tech cards like this. And there's another one. Why not?
Goodness.
Surprise, surprise, Magnechu does not have any demons in his deck. Turns out there's no demons left.
There's no demons left. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 damage on board. Unless he starts trading.
And he can sort of buff up his board a little bit here and compete with Wakingmars, but Magnechu's still in a tough spot. Wakingmars has so many tools to deal with so many things, and this wall is impenetrable in a sense.
Yeah.
Because even after, if you break through the wall, Gul'dan.
Gul'dan. Then there's another wall.
Yep.
Just a great wall of Void Lords.
Great wall of Void Lords. Sometimes you get really unlucky and it's a bunch of Void Walkers. That's when my desk gets broken sometimes at home. But you're just gonna trade everything off. I don't really see a reason not to. You can coil if you want to.
Yeah, I mean.
Magnechu's like, this is the Stonehill Defender card, so maybe
we got
it's
7
not a Void
card.
Lord.
7 cards left in Wakingmars' deck. And I'm not actually sure how many cards are in 7 for both.
7 for both, and now Wakingmars brings himself ahead in fatigue, but I don't know if that matters when you have Gul'dan. Lifesteal's very good in fatigue. And now it doesn't matter because he's going to UI and have a full hand and no cards left in it, really.
He has both spell. He didn't play any of the spell breakers.
Oh, there are no Spellbreakers. Okay, didn't know that. And there's both Doom Guards. I don't think they're ever getting played until
he has to
the
play
end of the game.
Yeah, he has to play Gul'dan. Like, I think Gul'dan is the play.
He's been very, very patient with his Gul'dan, so
I think he wants to get the most value out of it, but
you almost
at
never
the-
know at this point.
Yeah, you might get 7 Void Walkers, and the whole game flips
Even
on its-
then, I don't think it's the end of the world. But
No.
you know, both Spellbreakers here could change some things. I mean, could make it an interesting game. Next thing you know, Magnechu's got a full hand, but he's going into fatigue soon. That's worth noting. So he's going to kill off both of these Void Walkers. Leave
Yeah.
some space for some possible Void Lords.
Is there a world where you play Doomguard right now?
No.
No.
Because you discard 2 cards in your hand.
And then you might lose. Oh, he still has coin.
Yeah, but it's not. You just Gul'dan, right?
Yeah, I know,
or you pass.
You
You're
pass.
either Gul'daning or you're passing.
Passing is a legit play. But yeah, Gul'dan's the.
But Gul'dan is just so powerful. It just swarms the board so much. He held onto it for so long, and that is so respectable. And not what you really wanted to see, just because for Magnechu, you're like, I have a chance now, right?
Yeah,
I
like,
can get through this board. He really wanted to see at least one Void Lord there.
I think. I was going to say that you play Malfurion in here, but I think you just go as wide as possible.
And you try and kill some, maybe if you can find a way to kill some Void Lords, that would be really good here too. I mean, you could silence both of them if you wanted to. But you're not really stopping much. You're just stopping the fact that they have taunt.
Yeah,
and that's what he said. He's like,
yeah,
no,
they just turn,
that's not worth it.
They turn back into 3-9s.
Yeah, I mean, they don't turn back into 3-9s.
Oh, no,
they're 3-5s still, but at this point,
I think
they're not getting any value at this point because the board's full. So if you kill one, they summon 1/3. That's not 3 of them. But Magnechu in fatigue, and I think that's going to start to come bite everyone in the butt a little bit here.
You can get rid of a...
Now he's saying, I'm gonna kill one of these, and it's going to be 1/3, and I'm not even going to be upset about it.
Yeah. He has to do a decent amount of trading. Why not? He's not going to lose anything.
And Dark Pact a little useless here. Still has a cube left. It still has a cube left. Still has that second Hellfire left.
That could be it. I think that's probably the key right now is that second Hellfire.
So many bloody
I think you want to start killing things off maybe just so you can get value, but I mean it's going to get silenced anyway. You know he has 2 Spellbreakers in his deck still.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any yet, and he's drawn his entire deck.
Yeah.
So
you know they exist.
You know basically the exact cards that exist. It's an open deck list format. You've been tracking the whole time, so you know almost exactly what exists. So he's just going to trade everything off and just not let this board get out of hand. And then the fatigue damage starts to tick. Keleseth is just a 2-mana 2/2 at this point. There's really not much going on there. He doesn't do anything. You can even Voodoo Doll it if you want to. It's really the last big threat in the deck. You know that. It's if you consider it a threat. At this point, you could trade a bunch of little guys into it. You could even Doomguard it. Yeah, I think you could, if you wanted to, you could Doomguard and hope you don't discard the cube. Magnechu,
Yeah, he's
gonna come out with the concede. He gave it a big fight, but Wakingmars taking the reverse sweep.
the reverse sweep.
He goes down 0-2. He gets the worst Druid draw he could possibly imagine in the first game.
Back-to-back days.
Back-to-back games, rough Druid draws, and then eventually just the nut draw, Keleseth into Spiteful, and then the Godfrey play.
I think he got the reverse sweep because we're all wearing matching shirts.
He has one of our.
He has one.
It's the shirts.
It's the shirts.
It's got to be the shirts.
It's only the shirts.
It's
It
the
is.
blessed
Magnechu has
RNG shirts. Next time you're playing a tournament, pick up one of these bad boys.
Yeah, you know, Philly Hearthstone.
Yeah.